Ugly veggies to be made way more acceptable to be sold. Agreed. They're doing it more in Europe, but just not really in like, Western countries. They're not really doing it. Love bean-based hamburgers. They taste so good. I love the options for vegan hamburgers. Like, there's just so many now. So many. We have lab-grown meat now. It's just not widely available. Like meat replacements, I've eaten those fake burgers more times in the last 6 months than regular ones. So they're not really better for you, just for the environment. Yeah, the environment is the most important aspect for me. Like, I don't care about my own health. I don't care. When you go out to eat a burger, like, you don't do it for your health. You know what I mean? Especially considering that red meat is like a known carcinogen, and so is like bacon, especially. Like, anything that's like overly processed and refined, like, they're like really, really bad for you. So it's like, I need to try the Beyond Burgers sometimes. They're really good. I really like them. We don't have a lot of vegetarian restaurant options here, unfortunately. That's the one thing that I'm kind of sad about, because going to Melbourne, I've noticed how many cool restaurants there are with like mock meats and stuff like that. Like meat that you could not taste the difference between, like, steak and not steak. It's just absolutely amazing. And it's always Asian restaurants as well. I feel like they're ahead of the curve when it comes to mock meats, I mean, they have like friggin' sea cucumber, mocked sea cucumber. Can't eat bacon or any processed meats anymore. Eat so much bacon, my body said F you, I'm allergic to nitrates now. Yeah, my mother also has that. Even air kills us eventually. It's poisoning from the moment. Yeah, basically, yeah. That's pretty much it. So I don't care about myself. I only care about the impacts to the environment, basically. And did you hear lately that study going around that's saying that microplastics are going to be our generation's lead paint? How fun is that? Isn't that just the best news ever? Oh, I can't sew this. This is just very, very hard to sew. I'm trying to keep it all connected. This is just very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Okay, there you go. Many Asian cuisines also include yeah, exactly. So it's like not even a new thing. Who eats sea cucumber? I have no idea, but there is mock sea cucumber on the menu. It's crazy. Completely allergic to red meat and anything but meat. It's just basically a mix of vegan and pescatarian. Yeah, fish was the last thing that we cut out. And then we learned like how bad fishing is for the environment and dolphins and wildlife and whatnot. It was just like, if you roast veggies with char, it's also a carcinogen. Very true as well. Charcoal affects the pill too. Yeah. All of that stuff, it's just, yeah, it's, yeah, the world is a bit bleak right now. Try not to let it get you down. Try your best, I'm doing that whole, planting tree, future generation shit, that stuff. Meat used to be really expensive in China. The cuisine adapted to it. Yeah, absolutely. So, like, the amount of, like, delicious, like, vegan restaurants I went to in Melbourne was just, like, so good. It was so good. All right, I am thinking I'm gonna have to cut down some of this mesh, because the mesh does stretch. So I'm thinking if I splice it together, it'll be a little bit better. See, this is kind of like the shape of my bodice right here. So we'll see what this ends up being. I'm gonna sew on the front panel. I cut these front panels like not on the fold because I just wanted to get it over and done with quicker. So, you based in Australia? I am. I'm in Queensland. Sunny Queensland. That's why it's like bright as heck here, because it's literally daytime outside. Planned out my garden last night. Keen to jump in next week. What are we planning? What are we planting? I still need to plant my veggie garden, honestly. It's it's a never-ending struggle trying to find time to do things. It's like, you got to schedule in the depression and the eating cheese wantonly on the couch, and then you got to schedule these things around each other, It's very difficult. If it's anything like your cosplay efforts though, Sarah, I have no doubts that you'll be like way ahead of the curve here. I cut myself. I cut myself. Frick. She's literally in a jungle. Am I though? In mountain Asia, large animals so precious because they need their power. So many of them are vegan or vegetarian. Ah, interesting. I didn't know that that was the background for it. It's fascinating. Finally getting a garden. It is spring here, and I should be maintaining a garden, but I'm not yet. And I'm like, you guys are making me feel like guiltily aware that I should be planting a garden right now. It's like, alright, I'll get to it soon.